Hello students, welcome to lecture series of automobile engines. In today's session, we will learn about a difference between two-stroke and four-stroke engines. Now, this question is very important in terms of GTO exams. So, it is generally asked in every year. So, you need to remember this. So, we will learn it in very simple manner. Fine. So, without wasting time, let's start our video. Now, there is also one more particular, that is lubricant. Now, what is a quantity of lubricant required? Because there are more lubricating parts, so in that case, what will be happen? In two-stroke engine, the oil is going everywhere. It is also burning. So, we have to supply every time whenever we are supplying the fuel. So, whenever you are taking petrol in a fuel tank, whenever you are filling the petrol in fuel tank, you need to fill oil also with that. Otherwise, it will not work. Fine. So, every time you need to pour that oil and you have to use it. So, in that case, more lubricant is required in a two-stroke engine. Compared to that, the oil is not burning in four strokes. Fine. So, in four strokes, we are needing less lubricant oil. Fine. So, that is also one point. Thereafter, what is a thermal efficiency? So you can understand that two-stroke engines are giving less thermal efficiency, four strokes are giving more thermal efficiency, because in two-stroke combustion is not normal, or you can say it is not perfect. In four-stroke the combustion is perfect, so you can understand that there is a more thermal efficiency in four-stroke engines. Fine. Now there is power to weight ratio also. So in two-stroke, you can understand that power is generating at every revolution. Simple. So all the volumes which are used, it will generate power. So power to weight ratio, it is actually higher in two-stroke engine and it will be lower in four-stroke engine. Simple. Because we are getting one power stroke at one revolution in two-stroke, and we are getting one power stroke at two revolution of crankshaft. So in that case, the power to weight ratio will be lower in four-stroke engines. Fine. Next point, that is noise. How much noise is created? So two-stroke will create more noise because there is a mixing of oil and fuel and there will be abnormal combustion. So it will do more noise and it will also create more vibrations. Fine. Compared to four-stroke, it will be less noisy. Thereafter, pollution. So in two-stroke engines, you can understand that it is actually less efficient and it is generating smoke because oil is burning. Fine. So it will create more pollution in that case, and in four-stroke compared to two-stroke, pollution is very less because oil is not burning. Fine. Combustion is also controlled and normal. So in that case, it will be more efficient and it will generate less smoke. So it will be less polluting. Fine. So it was these were the points which were the main points. Now let's move to other some points, that is cost point and all that. So what is the cost? Two-stroke engines require very less parts. There are no valves. So there are no valve mechanism. There is no rocker arm, no camshaft, nothing. Fine. In four strokes there are valves. So you need camshaft also to operate that. You need rocker arm also. You need that plunger also. And thereafter you also need that connection between the camshaft and crankshaft by cam chain also. So you can understand that all the parts are omitted in two-stroke. So simply the two-strokes are very cheaper than four-strokes because of that parts. Fine. Thereafter, what is the manufacturability? Two-strokes are having less parts. So we can understand that we can easily manufacture it. Four-strokes have more parts, so it will be complex in manufacturing. So these are comparatively hard, or you can say comparatively hard to manufacture with respect to two-strokes, right? But right now the technologies are very far away, so you can understand it is actually very easier now to produce all these 4-stroke engines. Fine. Thereafter, self-weight. What is the weight of that engine itself? So 2-stroke has less parts, so you can understand that it is lighter, and 4-stroke have more parts compared to 2-stroke, so you can understand that it is actually heavier. Fine. Thereafter, applications. Which are the base applications or which are the main applications? 2-strokes are generally used in scooters and scooty and normal some ships like low power ships and all that. Thereafter, in lawn mower also we are using 2-stroke engines. Fine. What is the use of 4-stroke engines? So generally you can see everywhere that is a 4-stroke engines in bar, in a car, in bikes and all that. Fine. In car, in bikes, thereafter in trucks and bus and everywhere there are 4-stroke engines. So this is the basic difference. What is 2-stroke engine and what is 4-stroke engine. Fine. So that's it in a difference, and that is last difference, that is wear and tear also. So what is wear and tear of engine? So basically, due to poor lubrication, more wear and tear occurs in a 2-stroke engine because lubrication is not different. It is same as wherever the fuel is going. Fine. We are not giving any separate lubrication system to maintain the engine. But in 4-strokes, we are giving a separate lubrication system, that is wet sump and dry sump. We will also learn all of them in further lectures. Fine. So only for the comparison, you just remember in 2-strokes, lubrication is not proper. So more wear and tear. In 4-strokes, less wear and tear compared to 2-stroke. Fine. So that's it. In this chapter is actually now over. So what you have understand and what you have learned. So I am just giving some important topics on which I have made videos and you have learned. Fine. First we learned about the engine classifications. Thereafter we learned about the engine construction and working. So in that case we have learned 2 engines. First is 4-stroke petrol engine and thereafter 4-stroke diesel engines. Fine. Thereafter we have learned about the wire timing diagrams. So what are the wire timing diagrams? There are 2 diagrams. First is theoretical, second is actual. In actual there are 2 parts, petrol and diesel. Moreover, there are also some 2 parts like low and high speed. Fine, you can find it in a book. Okay, so it is a main question which are generally asked in a exam. Thereafter we have also understand the 2-stroke working. Fine. In 2-stroke there is port timing diagram. So we have also seen that port timing diagram. Thereafter we have seen the firing order and the significance. For generally 4-cylinder engines it is 1 4 3 2, right? So that was the firing order that we already discussed in a first lecture. Fine, in first video. So it is also one main point. So these are the main points which we used to learn. Fine. And the last that we today learn, that is SI and CI engine. That is a main difference. That is petrol and diesel engine. And thereafter we have learned 2-stroke and 4-stroke engine. Fine. So these are main points, or you can say important topics from which the questions can be asked in GTU or any competitive exams from this chapter. Fine. So whenever you are starting the chapter, first do all these 7 questions. Your chapter will be already done, and thereafter you move to the MCQs. So it will be easier for you to solve that also. Fine. So that's it for today's session. The chapter 1 is now over. We will do a next chapter, new chapter in the next session. Fine. But meanwhile, you need to refer all these videos again so you can understand what we have learned together. And I also recommend to take a note with me. So it will also help you to understand in which video we have discussed all the topics. Fine. So that's it for today's session. We will learn new chapter in next session. Fine. So in case you have any comment or query, you can write in the comment section. And if you have any doubt, you can also write it and personally contact me. Fine. So that's it for today's session. Thank you. And yes, also subscribe my channel so you will get all the videos from my side faster than others. Fine. So that's it for today's session. Thank you.